Good morning. The coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic has brought a lot of issues to the fore. You are forced to stay at home, which has never happened to you in your life. Most of the time you had gone out and done so many things out there, gone to work, played, gone for holidays, so on and so forth. But today, the issues that are cropping up were never ever heard of. The most important one is called boredom. Second, we get into unnecessary arguments with our near and dear ones. We are not able to handle the children and minor issues at home. Everybody is trying to get on somebody's nerve. Today you are trying to cope up with stress, tensions, money problems, relationship issues, you name it. There are so many bigger issues which have suddenly reared their heads. How do you cope up with this kind of a thing? You are not ready for it. Your life was action oriented. You were always running around. You were taking a car out, you were going to the railway stations, you were catching the trains, you were going to work, you are flying, and too many things were happening in your life. Today, everything has come to a standstill. And there is a big fear on top of your head about this virus, about self-isolation, and what is going to happen to this world. I'm going to give you a few pointers over here which will help you stay sane. Now let us see what are the things that we can do right in your own little place that you have created for yourself. The first thing that it has taught you is called frugality. You have become so frugal that whatever you have at home, you are trying to make the best use of it. The malls are not open, the departmental stores are not there for you. Even your local grocer has shut down. You don't even have the opportunity of going to the nearby Starbucks or any of these coffee places. What are you going to do? You have learned what is called as frugality. You have understood the power of conservation. Today, you don't have to buy all those items that you have been just hoarding them for no rhyme or reason. Let us take an example. The example of a toilet paper. It is not available. What are you going to do? You have to find a solution. Don't waste money on buying things which are not at all worth using. You have to understand the future. In the future, you have to become very, very frugal. Because in the next 1 or 2 years' time, you will find that there are lots of things which are going to disappear. You know that the factories have shut down. You know there is a problem all over the place. You know there are issues which cannot be tackled immediately. So you better learn to live within your means and be as frugal as possible. Pandemic has taught us frugality. Management of time. Today, if you have to give me a reason that I slept very late, that is the reason why I can't get up in the morning. That reason is invalid today because very simply, you're not doing anything at home. You're just sitting around. You're just doing nothing. Can you learn the management of time? Can you get up early? Can you go to sleep earlier? Can you use your time constructively doing something or the other which will keep you occupied? Timing is a very, very important factor which you have always slip out from your fingers. You have given reasons in your life that the train was late, the bus didn't come, so on and so forth. You have also included why you couldn't do certain things. This is an opportunity which has come to you so easily. Learn how to manage time. Since you have so much time in hand, teach yourself some art. Teach yourself something. There are so many courses that are available. There are so many websites where you can go and learn something. If you are at home, you can learn cooking. If there are people who can teach you cooking, you can do that. Maybe you can see something on YouTube and then do that kind of a teaching for yourself. Maybe you can try out a dish which you have never tried. Look at all the items that are available in your shelves and accordingly try out those things. So, this is a very good time for you to learn something. You have sufficient time to teach your kids, be with your family. Why not use this time to teach your kids something really very important? Maybe you can teach them how to read stories, write some things, create some objects, paint, or do something worthwhile in their time. It can be a very good family time. You can be a great father or a great mother. Your kids will really appreciate it. Your spouse will also appreciate you spending time. But let me warn you over here, don't get into unnecessary arguments with anybody. You know this is a time when everybody gets on the other person's nerve. Can you keep calm and focus and just say that this is what I got to do and do that much only? Teach them. Use your time constructively. There are lots of gadgets which have never been used properly. If you look at your phone, half of the operations of the phone you don't know. You don't know how to use the camera properly. You don't even know the settings. There are so many friends of yours who are putting Instagram pictures and so on and so forth. Why are you not learning those things? There are gadgets at home. Some of you have recorders. Some of you have cameras. Some of you have items which you have never ever thought, or maybe you might have thought that I will use them someday in my life. There are sewing machines lying around. There are lawn mowers which have never been touched. I think it is high time all your gadgets came out. It's a time to use them constructively. Use them in such a manner that you are getting full value worth for the amount that you are spent on that. A camera costs a lot of money. It's a resource which was just going waste. Use it. Social media. Like I said, you can post your stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Various other locations are there in the social media where you can do this. Now let us say if you know how to talk well. Why don't you start a podcast? Why don't you make a small video? There are certain things that you know very well. Maybe you know something to do with computers. Maybe you know programming. Why not make a small video on programming? You may think that everybody knows. No, not necessarily. You can teach the world. Make a small video. If you know cooking, make a video of cooking. Whatever that you can do. Use these gadgets, use the social media, Maybe you will become a very big personality in the social world. Maybe you will get the disc which everybody gives, or maybe you will get 1 billion followers, who knows. So do that. Let your creative juices flow. The creative juices have been locked up and thrown away somewhere. You could have written very beautiful storybooks. You might have painted a lot of stuff. Yes, you will say, when I was in college, I was doing those kind of things. I would write such wonderful stuff. Don't you think this is a time to bring out those creative stuff which you have always shied away from? Write something. Maybe you want to read at this point, you can read that. Some creative juices will start flowing. Then you may take up the paintbrush, which you might not have taken for years at stretch. You might take up a charcoal to paint, to draw something. You can do that. Use these creative juices for doing something worthwhile. Time to play indoor games. Somewhere there is a Scrabble board lying. Maybe a Ludo. Maybe a carom board. Some kind of a gadget is lying somewhere. Some kind of a plaything. You have never even bothered to play that. Playing cards are there. You see, if you use that Scrabble board or teach your children how to do it, you will be able to spend a good, constructive time with them. They will learn certain things. Have you seen your body? You need a lot of exercise. In the last so many days, you have been hogging yourself. You need to do exercise. You need to keep your body fit. Isn't it high time you do that? There are so many classes available for yoga, meditation, so on and so forth. Go and see them. Otherwise, you have a terrace, you have a lawn, you can do a little bit of jogging, running, maybe lift weights if you have weights. Yes, of course, there are lots of things around which you can lift. Do that. Do some exercise. Don't just sit around. And like I told you in the beginning, time management, find the time to do that. You see, age will catch up with you very soon. There are too many diseases around. Why would you want to have diabetes and blood pressure and this and that? If you do your exercise, if you keep your body fit and healthy, eating the right kind of stuff frugally, I mean to say in the proper way, then there is nothing that will come in your way. You will be healthy. So for the sake of your health, do some exercise. It could be Tai Chi, it could be yoga or whatever. Does not matter. Many years have gone by. Your house has never been redecorated. You can just again look at those things around and say, okay, I need to change these drapes. Maybe I need to change the bed covers. Maybe I have to go and paint a little bit here and there. Redecoration. Even you might not even have touched the tap which was leaking for the whole year. Isn't it time for you to go and see that tap, why it is not leaking? The hot water heater was always giving shocks. Why was it giving shocks? You have not even bothered for the last 6 months. There are leakages. There are lots of issues which are connected to your house which can be addressed. This is the time to address them. You are sitting on a pot of money, let us say. I'm not saying that you are, but assume. You have certain savings, you might have certain amount of money stored somewhere. The markets are down. It's time to invest also. There is hardly anybody going to buy somewhere. But if you have the capacity to invest, you can. If you don't bother about it. Maybe you are just very conservative, so let it be. But if you have the money and the time, why don't you go and see what is happening in the stock exchange or in the property markets? Maybe it is time that you get most of the stuff at a dirt cheap price. There are some people who will invest at this point in time. They buy cheap and they sell high. It's a very good time for that. Treasure hunts. You have given up this idea called treasure hunt. You know, there are lots of places in your own house where treasures are hidden. I'm not saying there's a pot of money somewhere. What I mean is there are albums. There are old stuff lying around. There are decorations. All this kind of stuff is stacked, maybe put up somewhere. This is the time to go and treasure hunt. See in your attics. You may find maybe a very, very old painting which you can sell for millions of dollars. How do you know that? It's a treasure hunt. Become a kid. Learn treasure hunting. This is a right time to do that because you have enough time in hand, isn't it? Your garage and your car or your two-wheeler has never been ever touched by you to open or clean that. Those who know how to work in the garage have done it. But look at your garage. For the last 1 year, everything is just the way it is. You see, if there is a wrench, it has been lying over there gathering dust. Go in your garage. See the stuff lying around. If you have a motorcycle, if you love your motorcycle, by the way, you would be tinkering around with it, you would be cleaning it, you will polish it very nicely. Understand? The chrome has to glow, right? Your car, it should become habitable, isn't it? You're just not going to drive to work and come back now. You have sufficient time to go and clean. Maybe remove the stuff which has been just gathering in the dicky. You will find something over there. Yes, it's a time to go and clean the garage. If you have a garden, it's the right time for gardening. Gardening just does not mean that you tell your gardener, go and cut this thing or you put this thing over there. No, you got to go and do that yourself. Today the gardener may not be coming to do your gardening. Isn't it time not just to water the plants, but to even talk to them? You might not have done the cutting. Why don't you do the cutting? Why don't you trim the plants? Clean the grass. Do everything. Remove all the things which are not wanted. You see, in the garden there are lots of stuff lying just around. The pots lying here and there. Keep them, stack them up nicely, clean them up. You can plan for having a very beautiful garden. You know it is springtime, isn't it? The flowers are blooming. Just at the beginning of the summer, you will find a beauty everywhere. And this is a high time again to go and do that little bit of gardening which you can. Painting. You see, your wall has not been painted. The fence has not been painted. There are lots of things which have not been touched up for the last 2 years. If you have some paint lying around, why don't you use it? Go and paint the yard. Do something about it. Alright? Do some patchwork here and there. So it is time to even paint. If you have a very good computer and if you have the internet, naturally you can do virtual tours. Maybe you have not gone to those museums worldwide. Maybe you have not gone to Paris. You might have not gone to New York. Why not visit those museums and do a virtual tour? It is available free. Likewise, Google Earth has so many places made available to you. You can do a 360-degree tour of those places right in your home. You can learn certain things while doing those tours. Earlier, there were lots of people roaming around here and there. You couldn't even put your phone out to take a picture. Today, you can do the in-depth analysis of that painting. You can see the finer strokes, what the master has done. So these are certain things which are going to help you spend your time constructively. Instead of arguing with everybody or getting into the hair of that person, it is better to use this time constructively. When in the near future, when your offices open up, when you have to go back to work, you will really appreciate this time. But if you want to become lazy, I can't help you. Then all these things that I said to you will be worthless. It is good time to use this time. So my advice to you is, don't waste it. Use it. Use this time constructively. Thank you.